Take two identical resumes. Add an attractive photo to one. That resume gets 30% more callbacks. Same qualifications, different face, different life. This isn't shallow society talking. It's unconscious brain wiring we can't turn off. Start with the halo effect. Your brain sees one good trait and assumes others must follow. Beautiful face. Must be smart, kind, competent, trustworthy. It happens in 13 milliseconds, before you even know you've formed an opinion. You're not choosing to be biased. Your brain already voted. Teachers grade attractive students higher for identical work. Not intentionally. They genuinely believe the work is better. Studies with randomized photos show a full letter grade difference. Same essay, different face, different future. Attractive students get called on more, receive more patience, get more detailed feedback. Teachers remember their names faster, assume they're more capable, expect them to succeed. It's a prophecy that fulfills itself through differential treatment. By college, attractive students have higher GPAs, not from being smarter, but from years of compound advantages. More encouragement leads to more confidence. More attention leads to more learning. The gap widens with time. In hiring, attractive candidates are 5 times more likely to get interviews. With identical qualifications, they're rated as 20% more competent before saying a word. First impressions happen in 100 milliseconds. The interview is just confirming what the brain already decided. Once hired, attractive people earn 10 to 15% more on average. Over a career, that's $230,000 extra for the same job. They get promoted faster, fired less, forgiven more. When layoffs come, they're kept. When opportunities arise, they're remembered. The CEO effect. Fortune 500 CEOs are 3 inches taller than average and rated significantly more attractive. We literally look up to leadership, and leadership looks like what we expect to look up to. Customer-facing roles show 20% revenue increase with attractive salespeople. Customers stay longer, buy more, complain less. The product didn't change. The face selling it did. Attractive defendants get lighter sentences for identical crimes. Studies controlling for everything else show 20% shorter prison terms. Juries find them less guilty. Same evidence, different face, different verdict. Attractive plaintiffs win more lawsuits and get larger settlements. Attractive witnesses are believed more. Even victims. Attractive victims get more sympathy, more justice, more support. The same crime against an unattractive person is psychologically minimized. Police give fewer tickets to attractive drivers. Judges set lower bail. Parole boards release them earlier. At every decision point, beauty tilts the scales of justice. Attractive people get helped more by strangers. 80% assistance rate versus 50% for less attractive people asking the exact same favor. Doors held, directions given, money lent, problem solved. The world literally bends to help them. They're approached more for friendship, included more in groups, invited more to events. Their jokes are rated funnier. Their mistakes are forgotten faster. Their personalities are judged as better even when standardized tests show no difference. Dating obviously skews, but here's what's weird. Attractive people are assumed to be better parents, better friends, better neighbors. We assign moral virtue to facial symmetry. The ancient Greeks were wrong. Beauty is not truth, but our brains believe it is. Doctors spend more time with attractive patients. They're taken more seriously when reporting symptoms. They get more thorough care, more follow-ups, more pain medication when requested. Same symptoms, different treatment. Mental health support comes easier. Therapists rate attractive clients as more motivated, give them more attention, believe in their capacity to improve. Depression in an attractive person is tragic. In an unattractive person, it's expected. Even babies. Nurses hold attractive babies 13% longer. They get more attention in orphanages, more likely to be adopted. The bias starts before we can walk. Here's where it gets exponential. Better treatment creates confidence. Confidence improves performance. Performance justifies the treatment. The cycle accelerates. Attractive kids grow up with more positive reinforcement. They develop better social skills from more practice. They take more risks because they expect success. They recover from failure faster because people help them up. By adulthood, they've had thousands more positive interactions. They've been told yes more often. They've been given more chances. This isn't privilege, it's programming. Their brains are wired for optimism through repetitive positive feedback. But beauty has costs. Attractive women in leadership are rated as less competent. Beauty and authority don't compute in biased brains. They're promoted to visible roles, but not decision-making ones. Glass ceiling, but make it pretty. Attractive people report more imposter syndrome. When you're constantly told you didn't earn it, you start believing it. They second-guess their achievements, attribute success to looks, doubt their actual abilities. Friendship is complicated. Same-sex friends feel threatened. Opposite-sex friends want more. Finding genuine connection when everyone projects fantasies onto your face becomes exhausting. Beautiful people report higher loneliness, surrounded by people who don't see them. Aging hits harder. When your primary currency devalues, the fall is steep. Depression rates spike in formerly attractive people. They lose not just beauty, but the entire support system built on it. The numbers. Let's quantify this privilege. 30% more callbacks on applications 10 to 15% higher. Lifetime earnings $230,000, 20% shorter prison sentences, 20% more. Customer sales 80% versus 50% stranger assistance rate. 13% more holding time as babies, 5 times more likely to get interviews, 3 inches taller. CEOs on average. What can you control? Here's the useful part. Attractive is 40% grooming, 30% expression, 20% fitness, 10% genetics. Most of beauty is just health signals. Clear skin, good posture, open expression, appropriate dress. You can't change your face, but you can maximize what you have. Sleep adds 2 points on a 10-point scale. Dermatology adds 1.5. Fitness adds 2. Good haircut adds 1. Proper fitting clothes add 1.5. Smiling adds 1. That's 9 points of improvement without touching bone structure. The expression factor is huge. RBF, resting bitch face, drops attractiveness by 3 points. Open, warm expressions add 2 to 3 points. Practice your default face. It matters more than your actual face. Grooming beats genetics. Studies show well-groomed average faces rate higher than poorly groomed attractive faces. It signals health, effort, social awareness. These are what the brain actually evaluates. Beauty is just the proxy, working around the bias. For yourself, maximize presentation, then forget about it. Competence eventually overrides appearance, but appearance gets you in the door. Use the bias to get opportunities, then prove yourself once there. For others, slow down first impressions. Ask yourself, would I think this if they looked different? Ugly people aren't less competent. Beautiful people aren't more trustworthy. Your brain is lying to you 13 milliseconds at a time. In hiring, use blind resumes initially. Structure interviews. Rate specific competencies, not overall impression. The bias doesn't disappear, but process can minimize it. The philosophical problem. Beauty privilege is unearned, unfair, and unchangeable. But so is intelligence, health, geography of birth. We don't choose our starting stats. The question isn't whether it's fair, it's not. The question is what we do about it. I asked a researcher if we should eliminate beauty bias. You can't, she said. It's pre-conscious. But you can acknowledge it, account for it, and adjust for it, like any bias. So beautiful people really do have it easier? Statistically, measurably, consistently, yes. By about 15 to 20% across all life outcomes. Is that depressing? It's data. Depression is optional.